Hello and welcome to Creating with Shannon. I am Shannon. Today we are going to do a fun craft. I have been wanting to use this paper for a very long time. I've had several projects set aside to do with this, but I have been so busy creating some content for some new releases of some really special things that I've been focused on that and not on basically some of the things that I would be doing with this paper. But I'm so excited today that I'm going to be able to use this paper. Let's see. I'm going to just refresh my screen and make sure that I am on Facebook. I don't know about YouTube. I'm not monitoring YouTube right now. I can only do one thing on my computer. And I am there. Yay! Okay, so if you're here, say hello. And I don't know why that link always comes up. Hey Gloria, hey Brendan. I need to get rid of that comment, but I don't know how to right now, so just ignore it. Everything that I'm going to use today, I will link, that I haven't stopped, I will link to this live after the video. I wasn't sure how far I was going to get today, so I didn't want to link everything if I haven't used it yet. And sometimes I change my mind when I'm crafting. I don't know about you guys, but hey Cheryl. Sometimes when I'm creating, I'll have this vision of what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do it, and then an hour later I end up with something that wasn't even in the ballpark of what I was meaning to create. Hi Shannon. Love the orange hearts because that's technically my branding color. Uh-oh, I'm frozen. There we go. But oh no, stop freezing. Let's see. I don't want to freeze. Maybe because I just moved my iPad. Let's give it a second to catch up. Let's see. Oh gosh. No, let me switch. There we go. Is this working? Yay. Okay, I think I'm unfrozen. You never know what's going to happen during a live, especially when you're connected to both YouTube and Facebook at the same time. I don't know about all you other crafters out there, but trying to go live sometimes can be a pain in the butt, but I enjoy doing it. So, hey Rachel, let's get started. So let me share my screen with you, this one. And these are the new arches, the wood blank arches by Iron Orchid Designs, or IOD. And they're really cool just because not only because they're arched, but because they're dimensional. So there's 3 different layers, and they also come with the little thing on the back so you can hook it. You can hang it up on your wall if you want to. You don't have to. You can also just put it on a pedestal. So I went ahead and I pre-painted the white down here because when you put your decoupage paper, you really, if you want your design to pop, obviously you just need to paint it white. Sometimes you want it to be dark. I know sometimes I haven't painted it before. I left it like the natural color, and it just gives it more of a like an eerie look, or like a just not as bright. But I want this design to pop, especially because this bright light that is coming in from the Gothic window and the flame of the candle. Everything about this, I just love it. And this was painted by Teresa from Teresa Renee Art, also the founder of Decoupage Queen. So this is going to sit right in here, and I'm going to make this like a window. So this is going to be a window for me. So we're going to start. I want to line up where I want my picture, where I want it to be. It just almost fits perfectly in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make sure that the top line is in the arch. And I want to scoot it over this way a little bit more because I want more of this yellow to show in the window. There we go. So what you can do is you can just kind of lay your finger on here and you can kind of see where, which part of the design is actually going to stay. I want to move it over a little bit more. As much as I do like that candle, I like the window more. Okay. So final answer, I think, is right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my finger and lightly create a nice score so I can cut it with my scissors. Sure, I can use water and tear it, but I don't need to blend the edges on this, so a clean cut will be fine. Oh, Rachel, have you made anything with them yet? I've had them since they came out, but I have not had a chance to actually use them yet, so I'm so excited to be able to use it today. I have seen so many people create amazing stuff with them, but I'm just happy that I can finally use one. Okay, so while I'm doing this craft, those of you that follow me know that I'm starting a Creating with Shannon subscription kit membership, and it's going to be 2 levels. But if any of you have any questions, just ask me here and I'll be happy to tell you. It's going to launch September 1st, unless of course you are on the wait list. Then you will get an email October. No, not yet. August 29th, and you will have first dibs to sign up. All right. Hello, Teresa. So look, see how it just fits so nicely in there? Oh my goodness. Gloria, I do not. Actually, my husband got promoted and moved us out of state. So, hi, Nancy. So we are in North Carolina, and I do not have a shop, but I have 2 booths at a local antique mall. So I have all this time on my hands. My 2 kids, my 2 youngest kids are in college. My 2 oldest kids are moved out and I have big boy and girl jobs. So I am an empty nester. So I have all this time to create and do kits and just do whatever I want to do, which is nice, but it's also, you know, it can be sad being an empty nester, but I'm adapting. Thanks, Nancy. Okay, so what I want to do is look at the colors. So I have black and I have red, and there's a little bit of brown in the background too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to carry the colors out to the sides. Now, this is a good example what I can show you of the difference between my subscription. I have 2 memberships. I'm going to have the Creative Starter and the Master Creator. The Creative Starter will be just basics, do the project, basic techniques, cute project done. The Master Creator will do higher level or more techniques, extra product. So for like the basic, you might get some paper like this. Now I just saw a decoupage queen, I think it was Hammond's Nest or I forgot how to pronounce her name. She did a, what's it called? The board that circles for your spices. I can't think of it right now. And she did this in the middle, and she put this paper all around it. It was the most beautiful project I've seen in a while. Oh, Rachel, you're an empty nester too, so you know. Hey, Ronnie, I can't wait to see you. What is it, next week? We're going to have so much fun. I'm so looking forward to it. So that's kind of the difference between basic and master, just the different levels, because the Master Creator would get a stencil, and we're going to make this into brick. So that's kind of a good way to show you the difference between a basic creator, would just get some decoupage paper and put it on and be done, and then the Master Creator will get a higher level or a different technique. Oh, Judy Bardrew, you know me and my ravens. You do. Okay, so I'm going to answer Brendan's question in just a second. I want to start painting this real quick, though. I'm going to go ahead and glue the paper down, and then I'm going to blend the edges because I want to let that dry while I'm painting the edges. So let me get my decoupage medium out real quick. Go. Ooh, my brush is stiff. So I'm just using the good old Pentart decoupage matte, or decoupage varnish and glue matte. Putting a nice coat on. Now here's a pro tip, and I've learned this the hard way. If you put too much decoupage glue on, because you always hear more is better, but that's not always the case. When you put too much on, it can cause your paper to get saturated, and when you're working with it, it tears really easy. Again, speaking from experience. You want to make sure you have just enough on. Plus, if you have too much on, that's where your wrinkles come in. So make sure you don't use too much. All right, so we're going to start here in the bottom. Just roll it up. And the good thing about rice paper is if you don't put it down straight, you can put it and line it back up. So maybe I'll go this way. Come on. Okay, now what I have found to be the best for making sure there's no wrinkles and smoothing out your paper is good old, oopsies, saran wrap. Oh my gosh. For those of you that are new watching me, you'll learn that I'm a crafting disaster, but I have fun. Now, I do like those, the squeegees, but I'm not the neatest crafter, and what happens to me is I get glue on the end of it, and then it dries, and then when I go to use it again, I go on my paper, and it tears. So, all right, so there, look, just enough, and good, look, no wrinkles. If my decoupage medium was a little bit too thick, I could have torn the paper, or it would have wrinkles. All right, now the fun. So I have red, and I have black. Again, because I want this to match this color back here. So I'm just going to blend it out and just play a little. So while I'm doing that, I'm going to go ahead and answer. There's a couple questions on here, so I'm going to answer those. Let me go back to it. Here it goes. So can you tell me which paint lines or which line decoupage papers will be included? Absolutely. So what it's going to be is it's going to be a full kit. So you're going to get enough stuff to create a project. It's not going to be like you're just going to get paint and you're going to get decoupage paper and then you're going to be, create what you want. I mean, technically you can, but what this is going to be is you're going to get a video tutorial and everything you need to create your project. The paint will be the Pentart acrylic paint, or it could be, if it's a sample, it might be some Dixie Belle, it might be some Fusion, it might be Annie Sloan. I have so much paint left over from this, well, not technically so much, but I do have some that's left over that I'm going to be using to put into kits, but generally it'll be always these acrylic. Unless we need just a sample of color, then I'll use some of the other brands. And in essence, though I'm blending this out, it's really it's just going to be the background because we're going to be going and putting something on top of here. So the kits will be, like if this could be a kit technically, you're going to get everything you need to create. And they're only quarterly, so it's not like you're going to get one every month. It's just going to be enough where you don't feel overwhelmed and you have to create something every month. It's whenever you want. But then for those of you that love to create, I will be doing kits in between that you can purchase a la carte whenever if you want. Because I have the Halloween one, but it just doesn't fit in the timeline of the dropping of the membership. So the Halloween one is going to be separate, and anybody will be able just to buy that kit. But the subscription is going to be fun. It's basically going to be geared towards fall, winter, spring, and summer. Halloween, Thanksgiving-ish, then Christmas, then Easter, and then summer. Okay, so you can kind of see that these are, this is matching this. But again, this is just the background. We got some new comments coming in. Oh, that would be awesome. Yes, with you should see the Halloween one that I want to do. I have to just create it. I have all the supplies. Now, I've been wanting to do these kits for a very long time, so I have all the stuff for the Halloween kit. It's just not going to be part of the subscription. It's going to be really cool, though. Okay, the kit idea is fantastic, Shannon, with videos accompanying. It's like having, yes, and there's going to be a Facebook group where you can post your project. You could ask questions. You can meet up with, other people and the members of the kits. It'll be like our own online community. It'll be fun. Now, of course, though, because this is the first time that I'm doing this, I have to limit it because I want to make sure I have enough. And I want to make sure that I do a good job. I'm not just throwing kits together just to do it. I'm doing it because I really enjoy doing this. And between PentArt and Decoupage Queen and all the other products that I'm going to be using, it's just going to be top quality. It's not going to be like Dollar General crafts, and I'm not knocking that by any means, but I'm just saying is that it's going to be, quality. Whoops, there it is. Getting a little messy. It's going to be just quality, brands. PentArt, Decoupage Queen, Snip Art, all kinds of different things. Now, did any of you guys see that book, the Halloween book nook I did? It was so hard to take pictures. And sometimes when you label something Halloween, I feel like it gets, how do you say it? Like suppressed. Like they don't like to push in social media stuff that is labeled Halloween. Oh my gosh. So, but if you haven't seen the book nook, definitely check it out. I do have kits for that. Well, I have the book nook. You can just make whatever. I have actually, you know what? I have the video for it. Maybe I'll do a kit with that too. I just have, every time I make something, I generally film it. So, yeah, there's that. If anybody knows a good video editor, they would love to edit my videos. I could get them out so much faster. I'm sure there is a service for that, but all right. Now, what I need to think about is this white. I guess I should take this blend down too. So let's just go ahead. I'll try to, oops, shoot. Yeah, see, I'm already getting messy. I'm going to try to take this down without making too much of a mess onto the paper. Even though it's okay, because sometimes when you, especially like on big furniture, when I'm blending, you always want to make sure you take whatever you're using and bring it into the paper, because that helps you hide that line of where the paper ends and the blank starts. Oh, if you've seen the big the big armoire I painted with the Andy Skinner fairy on it, the big giant armoire. I just did, a smaller piece of furniture, but I used a different one of Andy Skinner's fairies. That will be posting soon with Decoupage Queen. You're going to have to tell me what you think about that one. That one was also fun to do. Not quite as big as the armoire, but it was still a nice sized piece of furniture. Pro tip, always keep, thank you, Nancy, always keep baby wipes handy. I sell all of the IOD online, so if there's anything you need, you can buy it online. I don't know if anybody else in Fort Myers has IOD or not. I know when I talked to the company, there were 4 or 5 different people looking. So if I would just go onto the IOD site or even just message them, they will be happy to tell you who has it or who's getting it. I just don't know. I'm actually going to be back at Fort Myers this weekend. Yay! For Labor Day. But I don't know who has IOD. I guess I've just been so focused on being up here that I really haven't thought too much about IOD in Fort Myers. All right, so there we go. So now we are all framed in. What do you think? Now this looks perfect just like this. I could definitely leave. Oh, wait a minute. That was hiding on me. I could definitely leave my paper or my project like this if I wanted to. Let me bring it up closer so you can see the blend. Okay, so the Antique Mall has it. Okay, that's called, that's the Paradise Vintage Market. Or is it the, oh, or is it the there's two. There's a Paradise Vintage Market and there's the Paris Antique Market. It's crazy how in Fort Myers all the names are so close together. But anyway, that's probably true. I wonder which one it is. I'll have to look that up. Okay, so look, here we are. Let me tell you a little bit about what direction I want to go with this. Let me just clean this up because if I don't, I will get these two colors all over everything. Put these in water. Paradise Vintage. Yes. That's the really big one. Rachel, my website is PB for Pick and Boots, pbvintage.com. You can also sign up for the wait list for the kits there too. There's information on there too about that. All right. Now, this is my plan. I am going to take the Decoupage Queen brick stencil and I'm going to brick the outside with stone effect paste. I have different colors because bricks are different colors. There's a gray. And then on the inside ring, I want it to look like part of like a window frame, kind of like this Gothic one, but I'm going to be using this is the copper and gold leaf. And then I'll put some antique patina, or liquid patina on it, which will make it look dark and mysterious. So, and then what I'll probably do is I'll probably use some pouring resin or something on here to make it look like it's a window. We'll see. I know we won't get that far today, purely because everything I do takes time. It has to dry. But we're going to go ahead and force dry some of this, just because I want to keep going. So, does anybody else have any questions about the different levels or the different kits that are coming out? What's going to happen is I'm going to put it out, and you're going to get a welcome kit first. I showed that in my last live. It's a journal kit, and you get a decoupage starter kit. And then for the next level, the Master Creator, you get some glitter paste, you're getting a couple extra things. And then if you're on the wait list, you're going to get a couple extra bonuses too. Oh, also keep in mind, this is just if you're deciding to sign up. If you refer a friend, you're going to get discounts. If you sign up for the whole year, which is four quarters, you're going to get a discount. So all of that will be spelled out, but I'm going to release all of that September 1st. Unless, of course, you're on the wait list. And that you'll get an email August 29th. All right. Almost dry. When I used to live in Florida, I used to be able to just stick this outside for like 5 minutes and it'd be dry like that. The weather here in North Carolina is a little bit different. Last week, it was lows 58s, high of like 72. And then this week, it's like 95 degrees. Hey, how are ya? Isn't this the paper the best? If you guys like candles, go follow Sarah over at the Vintage Luxe Designs. So excited to see different kits you're creating. I feel like if I start with your kits, I can... Oh my gosh, you absolutely can. That's why you probably would want to just do the starter creator, and you can always add on the extra stuff. But my videos, I'm going to do step by step, and then if you get confused or you don't understand a direction, you can just reach out, and I will be there to help all the way. Where in North Carolina are you now? I am just west of Charlotte. So I'm very close to the airport. So it's very easy for me to fly back to Fort Myers whenever I want to. Or go anywhere, actually. So, though, when I go to Atlanta next week, I will be driving. Which normally I wouldn't say that because normally it would be a 10-hour drive, but this is only be like a 3.5-hour drive. All right, so what I'm going to do first, I'm going to put the tacky glue on, so that way it comes to tack, and I can put the gold leaf on. While that's tacking up, I can stencil. So let's do that. Okay. I've used this so many times that this is, it's sticky. It's stuck to my fingers. All right. Now, the Decor Tacky Glue is, it's great for using with velvet powder, the glitter flakes, gold foils. The nice thing is it goes on white, and then when it dries, it's clear. That way you know it's ready. It'll come to tack. Oh my God, no way. My husband and family live in Matthews. You know what? I hate to admit this, but I don't know where Matthews is. But I'm assuming by your reaction it's pretty close. So that must mean you get up this way every once in a while. So if you're driving, oh, you're going to go see his family, and then, oh, okay. So I'll have to look up and see where Matthews is. It can't be that far. Okay. So I think I'm going to do the inside also right here. Now it's not going to be perfect, and that's okay, because like I said, when I put this glitter, the glitter flakes or the metal flakes on, I'm going to be covering it with like antique paste and some liquid patina because I want it to look old. I don't want it to be this bright color. Oops, let me get that off there. Oh, Matthew. Okay, Matthew's on the east side. Okay, gotcha. So it's not that far because I know the city for me is 20 minutes. We're in a more rural section, which is fun, but one thing I had to do when we were looking at places, houses to live, I had to Google and make sure that there was a Publix nearby, a Target, Chipotle, you know, all the important things in life, right? Though, of course, with Amazon, it does make everything easier. You don't have to really be near everything. But I like to be near everything. Just not too close. All right. So hopefully I got everything that I needed to. That's going to dry while we are going to start using the stencil. Now this stencil is by Decoupage Queen. All the retailers have it. I have it. So you can order from anybody. If you have a local retailer, they probably have it. Thanks, Ronnie. I hope so. That's the goal. Now, this is going to be a little... I'm going to see. If I do it like this, and then I can just place it. It might get a little messy. But again, when I'm putting these on, they're not going to be the final coat. I'm going to paint them a little bit, but you know, make them look like real brick. So we're gonna just have some fun. Just gonna have some fun. Because if it's not fun, that's my motto. If it's not fun, why do it? I don't know. Oops. Now this one right here, this color, which is it, terracotta. It starts, if you don't have your lids on tight, it starts to dry out a little bit. So what I did was before this live, I threw some water in. So I'm just going to kind of stir this up a bit and get it reconstituted. I think that's the word for it. Okay. We don't want it to be runny, but we don't want it to be too thick that I can't spatula it on. All right. So we're going to let that sit for a second. Then we also have this one. This one's called Cement. And it kind of matches part of the bricks back here in the shadows. So like I said, we're just going to use couple of the different colors. I had out this one. This one's called Sandstone. I'm not sure if we're going to get to that one. And then we also have, this one is called, and I don't know how to say that one, so we're just not going to say it. All right. So you can see the consistency. It's a nice paste. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a little of this one, a little of that one, and we're going to just spread it on. And hopefully not make too much of a mess. So we're going to start with this color. Just a little, I guess. Take some of this color, do some of this. And now any part that's going to hang over, I'm just going to scrape off after I lift up my stencil, so it's okay. I want to make sure I get some of this terracotta color in there, so I'm just going to take and go over this. So I'm just ooh, let me see. There we go. There we go. Sorry about that. And we're just mixing. This orange is a little bit bright, but it should dry a little bit darker. And again, we can always tint it. Okay, I want to get some of this brown. I'll try to get some of this. Now this brown, I could have probably used a little bit of water on too. Thankfully, I have a backup right here. It's a brand new one, so this one should be okay. It just needs a little stir. You can see when it sits, some of the water comes at the top, but I'm just going to give a little stir real quick, and it should be good to go. Do you have to mix the colors? Absolutely not. I just like to. It adds a little bit more of a dimension, different layers. I like the different looks. All right. Stir, stir, stir. There we go. Whoops. Okay. I'm trying to make sure that I do not lift the stencil. All right. I'm not talking very much because I'm trying to concentrate. Okay, let's get some of this. Let's do some of this color. Like I said, we're just going to mix some different colors in here because, you know, bricks are, when you look at a brick, they're not all the same color. Really want some more of this little orange terracotta. Come on. Boom, boom. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to lift this, and hopefully it is the look that I was going for. I just want to make sure I get all the way to the edge on some of these. Okay, let me just wipe my fingers off real quick. Drum roll, please. Ta-da! Look awesome! Oh my gosh, I always love it when things turn out the way they're supposed to. Okay, I'm going to sit this down for 1 second. What I need to do real quick is I need to go in and I want to make sure I get, while it's still wet, I want to scrape off the extra. Oops. All right. Yes, right? Isn't that cool? I know. But see, now this is the kind of stuff, if you join my kit in the group, this is the kind of stuff that you're going to learn, you're going to get. I don't do basic. I don't know how. I try, but I don't. I always like to take things to the next level. And yes, I'm a little bit messy. I'm a little bit But that's okay. I like to, just to have fun. All right, so I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do this without smearing it, but I don't think there's a good way, so I'm just going to do it like this. Okay, let's continue. Let's stir this up real quick. I could go rinse my stencil real quick, but I'm not going to. I'll do that in a minute. The terracotta I really, really like. It's not quite the red in there, but we'll dust some red on. Oops, we'll dust some red on there too, so it matches. Now the reason why I chose the black and red background is because in between the bricks you can still see, like I can see really close. I'm closer than you all, so I can see the depth of the black and the red in between the bricks. So for me, it looks really cool. I'm hoping when I do the pictures, you'll be able to see it too. All right. Now this is where I'm just going to start blending other colors in here and have a little fun. Ugh. And I think I need a little bit light right there. Okay. Let's hope this side turns out as good as the other side did. Ta-da! All right, looking good. This side I made a little bit more of a mess because I went a little faster, but that's okay. We're just going to pick that up. Wow. Now, it came off a little bit and stuck to the edge of the stencil, but I can always go back and fix that, or I can make it like some of the brick fell off the wall, so I can actually like make that into put some moss there. That'd be fun. See, so sometimes even though you might make a mistake, you can always turn your mistake into something else, and that's what I love to do. I always love a challenge. All right, so now we're going to try to figure out we're going to do this brick on the top without being too messy. Okay. What I really want to make sure doesn't happen is I don't want it to touch the paper. So I don't want to ruin the paper. So what I might do is I might just go ahead and, oopsies, I'm going to stick this down here. There we go. Just so I know myself, and I know I can be clumsy and klutzy. I don't want that brick. There we go. All right. I'll try to move a little faster. All right. Oops. Again, the stuff that I'm using here, this is called stone paste effect, and it's meant to look like stone. So anytime I use brick, or I need to make brick, I use this product. Sometimes I'll use the iron paste. That's also fun to use too. That's more glittery. And you know my favorite. Those of you that watch me, you know I love shimmer. Not necessarily glitter, but I'm more shimmer girl. Shimmer. Okay, so there's the brown. I'm going to add a little bit of just some color here. And the bricks don't have to be perfectly smooth because most natural bricks aren't perfect. And then just a little bit. Let's try this darker gray this time. Thanks, Nancy. Yes, right. All right, some of this. All right. There we go. And then finally one other small section. boy, am I making a mess. Oh my goodness. But this is so fun. I hope you guys are enjoying this too. I know some people get a little nervous about using paste through the stencil, but I tell you what, it is very rewarding. All right, so let's lay it down here. The bricks may not be lined up 100%, but there's embellishments where I can add on to it and cover it up if I need to. Clear. Okay, last but not least. Ta-da! All right. Now, I hate to do this, but I do not want to ruin my brick stencil because I have to take it to my decoupage queen retailer. I'm just going to throw this in the sink. So think of a question and type it in, and I'll answer when I get back. Okay. I'm going to come on screen for a second. Thanks. Thanks for letting me do that. I normally would have a bucket with me and I'd just throw the stencil in there, but I forgot. So, any questions so far? Right, Shannon? That is such a great stencil. Now, their bricks are a little bit bigger than some of them, but when you're doing a bigger project like this, they actually fit nice. So let me go back to the project. Now, one thing I will say that I did that that I'm not really happy with, I like the way I lined up the stencil on this side way better than I did on this side because you can see the total edge of the stencil. See that? So learn from the mistake that I just made here. I just wasn't thinking, but over here I was. Now I can go back, which I probably will because it's got to be pretty. And when all this is dry, I'm going to go back and I'm going to add some of that brick because I have to have it look like this side or it's going to drive me nuts. All right, so looks to me like the decor tacky glue might be ready, but I don't want to I'm not going to put it on just yet because I don't want to risk the glitter, the flakes, to stick to the iron paste. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, first of all, I'm going to put the lids on because I've learned the hard way. You have to put your lids back on very even and tight or you'll end up with dried out stone paste. Oops. Oh, there we go. So look, see? I twisted it so hard. I broke it. Oh, I have to get a new lid for that one. That's something I need to ask Teresa about. We need to have replacement lids because I have dropped these. Well, now I can say that I've twisted it so hard I broke it. Okay. So. Don't know my own strength, but. So what do you think? So far it's looking pretty cool, right? These bricks are supposed to emulate kind of those bricks. Those are a little bit more red. These are more orange, but we can take care of that once it dries. We can use a wash and we can make sure. I'm just going to lightly dry the tops of my brick so I can add the flakes to the decor tacky glue. I probably should have done them separately. Right, Ronnie? Make sure you remind me to ask Teresa about that. Cheryl, actually, you know what? I am pretty strong, except for now that I haven't worked out in like a year since I moved. Well, since I was getting ready to move. I hurt my knee. I can't even tell you all the things I've done since the move or moving. Fell out of my moving truck. Hurt my elbow. Hurt my knees. twisted my ankle. Never dull moment around me. Just ask my husband and my kiddos. This is kind of, you know what this reminds me of? Now that I'm looking at it on my screen here, it looks like we're looking in a window in a castle and looking at like a desk. I love it. Now I know it's going to take a while for this to dry. I just want to get the top layer kind of where it's not going to, these aren't going to stick to it. I guess I can always paint over if it does stick in there. Alright. Ta-da! Alright, so wish me, yeah, right, Ronnie? Who's going to remind you? I don't know. Maybe we should ask Michaela. She'll remind all of us everything. She's got a good memory, that one. Alright. Let's see. I'm going to try to... Ooh, yep, that's pretty sticky. Now I'm using the gold and the copper one. It's called Metal Flakes. This came out as a big... I'm not used to it being such big pieces. Normally it's little flakes. Yeah, like this on the bottom. There we go. This stuff can be really messy. And just remember, you don't want to sneeze around it. You don't want to blow. I did that by accident once, and it went everywhere. Now, I know this is bright and shiny. It's not going to stay bright and shiny. We are going to antique it, and we're going to change it and make it look, there we go, all different. Sheesh. Looks like a hot mess, doesn't it? But it'll be a beautiful mess when it's all done. Oh my goodness. The nice thing about these flakes is that whatever you don't use, you can stick back in. What I'm trying to do is just get it spread out a little bit. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my brush and I'm going to pat it in. You just don't want to start doing that too early because if you get the glue on your brush tip, then it'll just pull the gold flakes off. Woo! Oh my goodness. My air conditioner just kicked on and it's all starting to blow a little bit. I put the shimmer in the glimmer. Amen, sister. I think I'm going to coin the phrase from now on, shimmer on. Where shimmer is the new black. Shimmer, shimmer, shimmer. Alright, I think, oh my goodness, I think I have enough on here. So we're going to simply take your brush and you just kind of pat it on, smooth it out, and you're going to see in a minute how it's going to come to life. Once all these extra flakes are removed, see that? Ooh, oops, don't blow. I need to save all these. All right. I wonder if I should have done all this stuff and then put the paper on last. You know? Sometimes when you're doing something, you question your steps. I'm getting a paper plate handy so I can just dump the extra flakes right into the paper plate, and then later off screen, off camera, I'll put them back in the little container. And if I missed any area or section or a huge section, I can go back with my decor tacky glue and then add more gold flakes, gold and copper. I use both. I didn't want it to be all consistent. All right. I can't believe the AC kicked on right when I'm doing this. All right, so let's dump this. Try to do this without disturbing, whoopsies, without disturbing the iron paste, or stone paste, I mean. Looks, I forgot to put tacky glue all along the bottom here, but I might not need it. Depends, we'll see what it looks like when. All right. So see, all of this glitter, all of this gold flakes I can put back in the container later. I just need to get it out of the air conditioner. Okay, really. All right, so I still have some left over. Maybe your paper would go smooth. Yeah, I know, that's true. All right, I'm just going to pick off some of these real quick. I'm very happy that it's not sticking to the brick. Oh, I must have gotten an Amazon delivery because my dogs are going crazy upstairs. All right. So, what do you guys think so far? Now, we could have totally just put decoupage paper, framed it in with some paint, called it a day. But Pet Art has way too many fun products to do something like that. I'm one of those that likes to do dimension and layers and more layers and more layers. And of course, shimmer. All right. Thanks, Pam, Nancy, and Cheryl. Yay. I am thrilled with this too. There's so much more that we're going to do to it, but gosh, I've already been on for 52 minutes. Man, time flies when you're having fun. Anyway, so you're getting, if you've been following me, you know my style. So you know that the projects that we're going to do in the kits are not going to be basic. They're not going to be boring, and they're not going to be something that's copied from you know, a craft book or something. I will say, though, that they will be, you know, holidays. So I appreciate, the fact that, you know, some people may not celebrate Christmas or celebrate, you know, Easter and such. But there's different, the papers will be where, especially if you notify me, like, hey, I really don't celebrate holidays, I can change out your papers. You know, I'll do stuff like that. All right. So, oh my gosh. We're going to do one more thing today. You want to recreate this one too, Cheryl? Yeah. Maybe I should. This one would have been a good one to put in the kit. This would be a great kit, wouldn't it? Wow. See, the problem is that with kits like this, I mean, I can absolutely do a kit. I've got all the stuff to do this kit. And this one doesn't have to be part of the membership. I have the flakes. I have the brick stencils. I have the paper. I have all of this. So maybe you know what I'll do is I'll just put it on my website. I'll put all the things that I use for here and what I'm going to use. And then you can buy whatever you want. You can refer back to this live video. You can always message me and I'll always answer. I talked to Cheryl earlier today. And I also just created a group. It's called Shannon's Creators and Makers. And that's the place where I would love for you guys just to join, just to share ideas and talk. I know there's a million groups out there, so if you don't join, I understand. But Look at this. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited about this. One last thing we're going to do, just because I shimmer and I glimmer, we're going to use my favorite. So we have Wax Paste Honey Gold and the Fire Gold. Fire Gold and Honey Gold, two of my faves. Look at this one. Oh. You know, Cheryl, I have so many different options. Right, Shannon? This would be cool. That's why I'm starting with quarterly kits, and then I think I'm just going to start adding more kits. Some people only want them quarterly. Some people want them more. So I'm just going to do that. Probably. It'll probably evolve and change. But, okay, until all this stone paste dries and get all the glitter off, we're just going to focus on the paper. And we're going to go ahead and, let's see. Look at my stash of brushes. They sit in the sink over there for a long time, and then I'll go ahead and I'll wash a huge pile of them. I'm trying to find the, here we go. This is the one I want to use. So I'm going to take the Fire Gold, and I'm going to color match. So I want my pumpkin to shimmer. So let me show you the difference. See the shimmer? Now look at how it shimmers. I only did this section right here. But see, to me, it just adds so much more to the papers. I always, always, always add the wax paste to it. Look, see, it just brings, to me, it just brings it a little bit more to life. Ta-da! Now comes this color, and what else? Oh, I want to do a little bit of the gold. So here, again, this is the honey gold. They also have a yellow, but I'm staying with the metallic colors. So let me show you. See that? Love the shimmer. Link to the group. Oh, I'll put in the comments after this live. Some of you have already joined. Facebook automatically sent out an invitation to people that follow me. Some people got it, some people didn't. All right, so I want to do some shimmer on the candle and definitely around the glow. Got to make that glow. Look at that. It just makes it shimmer just enough. No glitter, just shimmer. I'm going to use a little bit of gold here. And ta-da. And then, of course, he's going to have to, has to shimmer. Has to. Now, my favorite thing for the crow is this. I discovered this one when I was at Decoupage Queen's, actually Teresa's house. We crafted. This was called Sparkling Gold Metallic. This is probably one of my favorite paints. But watch what this one does. I love it. I have some videos coming out, or some projects coming out with Decoupage Queen soon, and I use a lot of that paint on there. So I'm going to start down here in his tail. Let me just show you what it does. And I'm not putting it on heavy, I'm kind of just putting it on light, because it's feathers, so I want to make it look like it's feathers. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh. Sorry, I get a little excited. Now, I'm not putting it everywhere. I'm just putting it in certain areas, just to bring out some details. I'm guessing maybe I should come back on live tomorrow and finish this. Anybody want to watch me finish this tomorrow? Oh, good. All right. So look at the crow. See what I did here? Now he's shimmering a little bit. And now this is all hand painted by Teresa. So she's got some oranges and looks like some bluishes in there. I can actually highlight some of that, and I might do that with, I just don't want it to be too bright. But I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway, because you know what? Whatevs. I can always color over it. So I'm using, again, oh, good, Pamela. Teresa, yes. Oh, Gert, hey. Yes, Nancy. Okay, good. Now come on tomorrow and finish. I'm not sure exactly what time, but probably in the afternoon again. I'll get on and I'll ramble for a little bit, and then that way it allows people to come back on. So I'm going to put some right here. I'm just going on the places where she added the orangish red, and I'm just accentuating her colors. So look at that. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Okay, I'm definitely going to have to make this a kit, guys. I have to, because I think you guys are going to love creating this. I can't even tell you how much fun I had doing it. Now, there's also some blues. And, of course, being the shimmer queen that I am, I have every color right here at my fingertips. So, and that's another thing about these. If you do the subscription kit, they'll all build on each other. So once you get the blue in one kit, and the next time you might get the fire gold. So before long, you're going to have everything. Ooh. Okay. Love, love, love. Look at the Raven. Oh my goodness. All right, so let's do his claws and his beak, and then we're going to call it a day until tomorrow. Now, what am I going to do with his beak? It looks silverish to me, doesn't it? But I think the silver might be too... Because I know a raven's beak is black. I do know that. I looked it up. But it's kind of... Well, let's just try it. Let's see what it looks like. I can always blend in another color. Oh, that brush is no good. Good. Here's a good one. Is this working? Yeah, it's all right. But I am going to add, where's my black? I'm going to add that line back between his beak. Ooh. And his feet. I'm going to do two things. I'm going to do the same thing I did with the beak. I'm going to take this silver wax paste, and I'm going to put the silver where she has it kind of light on the tops. And then I come back in with my favorite, and I'm just going to shadow the way she has it shadowed. Yes. And then you know what? Since I'm here, I might as well shadow in the pumpkin too with my fave. Now this is why I am going to be called the Shimmer Queen, because I can't help it. I have to add shimmer to everything. To me, I just think it just adds a lot to it. Can you over shimmer it? Probably. But I'll never admit it. Ta-da. And then look at, see now the pumpkin, now he's all shimmered out too. Ooh. And I could probably do around the whole pumpkin, but you know what? For right now, we're going to stop there. Oh, Shannon, you're right. That would be. Oh my goodness. I love it. I love it. See, all of us together here, we could just come up with so many fantastic ideas. And that's the whole thing about community. So I'll definitely drop the link for that. I think it's just called Shannon's Creator Makers, but I'll also put it in here. All right, guys, I have been on here yammering for an hour and 5 minutes. Oh my goodness. So let me cut. I'm going to put me in there too. A, B. Yeah, there I am. So I hope you loved what we started today. I love it. I love it too. And again, here, where's my moss? I just had a piece of moss. Here it is. Look. Oh, you know what I can even do? I can even add rust if I wanted to. But look, like the broken brick, and then put some moss. I have found this stuff. I've used it on so many projects for fall. I can't even tell you. I think I paid. This is the soft stuff, like $5.99 or something for the whole bag, and I still have tons of it left. I got it at Michael's. Michael's. But all right. So if you know anybody that might be interested in this project or anything, if you feel like sharing it, I appreciate it. Of course, and I'm gonna come on tomorrow, and we'll finish it. Hopefully, I won't do it tonight or later in the morning before I come on live. I'll make sure I don't. The only thing I might do is I might go ahead and fix, like I said, this little edge here. But all right, so until tomorrow, have a good day. Check back for the links at the bottom of this live.